In this video, I'll walk you through creating your first event on Outvizor. First, why did I decide to build Outvizor? So I would attend a lot of social and community events, and I noticed that they often lack structure and guidance. So you end up with a lot of downtime, or you end up having the same conversations with different people. I thought it would be great if event creators had a tool so they could create more structured experiences so people are engaged throughout and there's less downtime. And so that was the initial inspiration for Outvizor, just a simple tool. But then I started to realize the importance of event creators. Our societies are increasingly lonely. 1 in 5 Americans experience loneliness throughout the week, and loneliness can be as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But when given the choice between an in-person event or staying at home on our screens, most of us are going to choose our screens because it's tough for in-person events to compete with the instant and guaranteed satisfaction you get from our digital content. And so I decided to make Outvizor about empowering the event creator. Outvizor gives you everything you need to manage your events, plus the tools to make them more engaging and interactive. We also help you grow your audience and earn money along the way. Our goal is to empower you, the event creator, to create events worth leaving the house for, and that's what separates us from other event apps. To create an event on Outvizor, if you're already logged in, just click New Event right here. Otherwise, just go to outvizor.com and click Create an Event, and that's going to take you to your event page. I would recommend creating an account first just so you can get email notifications for guests that register and anything else relevant to your event. So here you can do a lot for your event page. So you can edit the event name, for example, directly on the page. I'll just go through this page. So you'll see produced by, then your account name, and you'll see a subscribe button. So guests have the option to subscribe, and that way, whenever you publish, you have the option to notify your subscribers, and you can send just a notification, or you can also just send invitations, and that way you can keep track of them. And you can have an RSVP deadline, and that way it sends them a reminder to RSVP to your event. So just so you can have like a better idea of who's coming might be helpful. Create polls directly from your event page. You can also create a time poll if you're not sure, if you're not decided on a time. You can also add a location poll if you're not decided on that. I'll just quickly add a date and time here, and then adding a location is really easy as well, and that updates while we're on the page. So we also have the event feed right here, so blasts and other important actions relevant to everyone that's attending will get posted there. And you also see these two icons. So we have like a comments/message board section. You can comment on here, and then everyone will see that. Guests and only registered guests will be able to comment on your event. And here you have chat rooms. Nothing to see here yet for this event, but this is where any chats directly between you and guests will show here, and your guests will see that when they are on the event page. And you have your RSVP buttons here, so you can change that to whatever you like. You also have hosted by. All your hosts are going to be right here, and once you create an event, you're automatically added as a host. You also have itinerary right here, so if you want to give your guests an idea of what to expect and maybe entice them to come, you can add an itinerary. If you have an existing itinerary, you can just use that and just modify it. Otherwise, I'll just quickly show you what it looks like to add an itinerary item. So you just add a description, minutes, and attach a photo if you like. And it'll show right there on the page, on the event page. And when your guests visit, they can also click on it, and that's going to expand it, and they can go back and forth between the different itinerary items. All right, so you can also add pictures for your event, also just give an idea, or if you have like an event page description. So you also have manage event up here. So these are your more advanced event settings. You can invite guests. Either you can type the emails, or you can drag and drop a CSV file. Just make sure you have a name, at least an email column, not necessarily a name, but if you have an email column, you should be fine. And then you have the option to add them directly to your guest list. I would only recommend that if they're confirmed, you've confirmed them that they're coming. Otherwise, you can just send an invite and add an RSVP deadline. Again, same concept here. It'll send them a reminder, and it gives you makes it easier for you to manage your event. So let's go back to the event management page. Just going down the navigation bar, you have blast messages, you have your chat rooms, polls, form, registration questions, name and email by default, but you can add any other type of question you like, whether that's short text or select multiple. And you can have ticket types. So you can have multiple ticket types for an event. You will need to set up Stripe, which only takes 2 or 3 minutes, but then you will get paid. You also enable pay later. So if you have that enabled, then guests will just see that, and on the registration form, just provide them some instructions. And you also have the ability to make your event recur, so you can have it with a schedule, like every month, either by weeks of the month, for example, like every first Tuesday, for example, or days of the month, on the 10th and the 24th, or just by the week and every Tuesday. And if your event is recurring, guests can also subscribe to it, and you'll see those subscribers right there. All right, so one feature that makes Outvizor a little bit different is these roles. So you can, let's say you're a matchmaker, you're bringing together males and females, you can add those roles to your event. And what this allows you to do is create a more customized experience based on your guest roles. So you can also have them choose a role or assign it on your own, or you can require guests to choose a role, which probably makes sense in this scenario. But and so once your event goes live, you have a live event page, which sort of functions like an app. You'll get notifications. So if once your guests come and if they visit this page, they will be able to get notifications directly to their phone, just like they would any other app that you would download from the App Store. And when it's time, when you're ready to go live, you just click go live, and everyone's going to receive an email, and then they can easily join in from the link in that email. And I'll just show you what that looks like. And here you have everything you can do from the event management page, with the exception of during your live event, you have the option to split people up into groups, and it's pretty dynamic on how you want to split people up. You can do it by role, for example, so create a group for each role, or you can have a role ratio, maybe one male and one female for every group, for example, or you can have it manually, or you can just do it random. Yeah, and you can see everyone who's here, everyone who's at the event from that button right there. And this is the navigation bar for your live event. This is the message board or the comment section. These are your chat rooms. And this is a QR code if you want to let someone else join in. And that covers most of Outvizor. One other thing is the track. So if you don't want to, during your event, you may not want to send messages out. You may not want to be doing everything on the fly. So a track lets you just queue up actions to be performed during your event. So for example, if you add a track item, this is only going to get shown to your host. Let's say you want to send a direct message to all males. And what that's going to do is add this little button at the bottom where you have a navigation bar, and then if you're a host, you can just send that out automatically. And you can program this to be automatic. You will need to set your autoplay timing. And let's just say you have another track item. Once you click start autoplay, then it's going to automatically send those blasts out according to the timing that you have sent. So in that sense, you don't really need to be on top of it and manage it. The experience will sort of come together organically. All right, and that's basically it for Outvizor. The other things we do have coming is basically helping you get feedback and reviews for your event, and that'll be coming soon. And any other features and ideas, just let me know, and I will do my best to try to implement them into Outvizor. All right, thank you for watching.